First thing I'm going to do is draw out this template onto this piece of 2x6. Crap, kind of forgot to say, but what I'm doing right now is cutting the piece of wood to a more manageable size so that I can clamp it to my table and then cut out the template. So I don't have clamps big enough to clamp this down, so I'm just going to be using some nails, putting it straight through up top, and then just straight into the table. And make sure that you position it correctly so that there's at least an inch sticking out from the template in the table, so you don't have to get too close. A tip for when you're cutting these angles right here, or pretty much any, if you're cutting really thick wood, jigsaw blades tend to bend if it's hardwood, and especially if you're not being extremely careful with the jigsaw when cutting, so it can tend to kind of go off kilter of the thickness of the wood. So when you're cutting, just cut maybe ½ an inch off the lines and then just kind of fine tune it after you cut it out. Since the limbs are going to attach right here, it's going to have a lot of leverage right there, so I want that to be really strong. So I'm going to give it a little more wood and just kind of give that some more structural support. So I did a little bit of rasping on this, and I realized the camera wasn't recording, so I guess I'll just start recording it now and then just keep on working. Now I'm going to take this 5/16 fiberglass rod and cut out 4 different 2-foot sections out of it. And then I took 2 of the rods and wrapped them in duct tape, and then did that with both. So there's 2 rods wrapped in duct tape, binded together, and these are going to be the 2 limbs. And now I'm going to take these other fiberglass rods, cut them at 1 foot each, lay them on top in between the rods, and also wrap that. This will give it more reinforcement at the base and make it so that they flex evenly. Then I just took about a 6 or 7 inch long piece of paracord, put a knot at the end, put it through the duct tape in between the rods, and then just use some string to tie it in place so it can't go up, it can't go down, it can't come out. Now I'm going to take this pulley and I'm going to set it on here, put it through this end of the string, pull it forward, and then pull this over itself, and then I'm going to use some more string to attach this string to the limbs. So if you're a little confused on the compound pulley system, to get the string to the right measurement, measure from this end to this end with the bow unstrung, multiply it by 3, and also subtract 3 inches, make loops at the end, hook it around the right of the pulley here, and then you would follow the string all the way over, put it under this pulley. It goes up and over on the around that pulley, that side, so under it, no, over it, yeah, I guess. And then come back, go all the way over, and then hook it to the right of this. And then when you pull this one, the one that's going over on like the back of the pulleys on either side, when you pull it, it gives it a lot more draw length, and I'll show that in about 3 seconds. So right now. So I originally made the limbs a little bit too long. If you were to cut them to, instead of 2 feet, make them about 20 inches, that would work a lot better. So I'm just going to cut down about 4 inches on each side. So now that I've marked them, I'm just going to cut them with an angle grinder. Okay, so now I have the limbs attached and cut down, string pulled, and altogether it is about 3 feet long, almost exactly actually. So very, very small bow. I think it's pretty good, and it does a full draw too. So now I'm just going to use this handsaw to cut a slot about 1/4 inch down in the very center. That's how that looks after it's done. When I make a bow, I like to put duct tape just below the knocking point on the bowstring and the string that I pull back, just so that it's a lot easier to find when I'm putting the bow on, and it just also gives a little more grip.